Alright, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ziggy from Shown Origins, and today we're going to continue to discuss the Jump Force non-DLC characters are leaked or presumed to be DLC. Now, I made a video initially on it, but I didn't really get my thoughts. Plus, I am reacting to how the community reacted in the last, 12 hours since the news dropped, and a lot of people are not happy. Some people being reasonable, some people are not being reasonable, and some of the complaints are, true, like some of the complaints are viable, and some of the complaints are kind of like, oh, that's your own personal thing, right? So my thing is, if you're complaining because your favorite's not making it into the game, that is a personal thing. You can't be mad about that. They can't cater to one person. I mean, obviously you're not gonna be the one person that likes that character, but you can't really be mad about that. Like, I want Hiei in the game. I'll be sure for it. Hiei was like the #1 on my top list, next to Madara, of characters I want to make it into the game. And sadly, it looks like Hiei's not making it into the game. But I can't personally be upset about that. But the people who are complaining the fact that they're not adding at least one new series with this DLC, you do have the right to complain, because that is a little boring not to add at least one new series with this DLC. But at the same time, I feel like I've been saying this so many times throughout the videos. I was right when I called this months ago when I said this game, right? This game on the low is actually Naruto, Luffy, Goku, and friends. That's what it was. And you guys were trying to, like, you guys saw all these gag characters were making to it. No, the game producer clearly said when the game was first revealed in June of E3 2018, he said, listen, man, we're not adding any characters to this series that they think are not going to fight in their own series. And at that, it was clearly that this game was kind of reaching a little further than the usual buyers of these anime games, right? Because, look, I mean, all right, so I'll even use the most biggest indication to this. What is on the cover of this game, right? On the cover, you have Naruto, Luffy, and Goku, right? And this is an anniversary game, may I say. This is an anniversary game. On all the, like, Jump Force anniversary games or Jump Force colliding games, they had so many different characters from so many different series on the cover, right? And a cover is an indication of a lot of things you're doing with marketing. When you look at a marketing company, you look at a cover video game, it really shows who they're really trying to market to. And who they're really marketing to, for the most part, when it came to this game, are the people who know about Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball. That was like the big three that they really wanted to focus on. So it makes sense that they those series take up majority of the roster. Because at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you guys, they had your money. They had your money. They didn't need to work for some of your guys' money. They had your money. That's just the truth of it. Because you would have bought this game regardless. What they needed to do, what they wanted to do, is what Bandai was trying to do, is trying to overreach their hand to the, to the people who are not necessarily don't know who these characters are, but kind of know who these characters are, but don't necessarily follow anime or manga or anything like that, right? So like Goku, everybody for the most part, if you grew up through the 90s until at least, I don't know, 2008, you know who Goku is. Even now, you know who Goku is, because Dragon Ball is picking up even, I think Dragon Ball is becoming even bigger than it was back in the day when I was a little kid. So it's getting really crazy in here in the States. Like, Dragon Ball just made over $100 million with his movie in the box office. And that's insane, because that's literally insane, for to be reading that in 2019. But that's where it is right now. So they were reaching for not just, the typical anime manga fan, but they wanted to extend their hand a little bit further than that, because, Naruto and Dragon Ball, and at some extent One Piece, when worldwide, maybe not in the US, but definitely worldwide, they do have a little bit of a following outside of that bubble of anime and manga, and that's who they were reaching on. And you should have known this for the fact that the first time they shown this game was at the E3 Microsoft conference. They even showed it off at a Microsoft Xbox event. Like, that's insane for them to do that, because Jumpstart Victory didn't even come to an Xbox console. So like, for them to do that, it means that they're really trying to, they were trying to double their user base. And by doubling their user base, obviously they're gonna reach for more people. Because I mean, if you look at the numbers, right? All right, let's look at the number. The number of people who buy anime games related to the number of people who buy it on Xbox, had to be like, the ratio has to be like maybe like 20-1 or something like that. The percentage had to be completely different. I think in the UK, like almost 70%, over 70% of Jump Force was sold on the PlayStation 4 compared to the Xbox. And at that, the PlayStation has like double the user base of the Xbox. It has like 90 million, while Xbox is somewhere sitting around like 45 or something, around that number. So obviously, by them even paying on Xbox, they were trying to reach a little bit further than the typical anime manga fan. And by doing that, they're not gonna pick these series that no one knows about. I'm sorry, and you can say, well, why are they paying Bleach? The truth is, Bleach is probably one of the most popular series in this game because, you know, I know Bleach had a fall from grace, but it was still very popular around when I was growing up around. It was around there with Naruto. The only difference was that Naruto was bigger. It's because Naruto really was on Toonami while Bleach was on Adult Swim, so Naruto had more of a viewership and prime time. Went into like Cartoon Network. If I'm talking about the United States, right? I can't really talk about the rest of the world, but if I'm talking about the United States. But Bleach, you know, Bleach still has some recognizable faces. It's a recognizable IP in the manga. So, say if you dropped out of anime in the last 10 years, if you're watching Adult Swim like 10 years ago, you may know what Bleach is. So you may pick up the game just for that. And that's why Bleach is getting so many characters. But you're not going to get stuff like Toriko. You're not going to get anime series or manga series that are not popular, especially here in the US, because they are trying to market a lot to the US people because, well, in the US they buy a lot of games. It's the biggest, I think it's, I feel like it's the biggest country when it comes to like revenue when it comes to video games and stuff like that. I don't think any country is bigger than the US. I can't remember. And I know if you're not living in the US, you would say, well, why do you want to cater so much to the US? Because that reason, a lot of the DLC, and also you gotta think about licensing, man. Obviously, this game is budgeted. Like, don't beat around the bush. I don't care how you feel about the game. It obviously has a budget. And when you need to pay for licensing and things like that, that goes into the budget. So you might say, well, we already have the license for Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, and everything else. Let's just add more DLC characters for those series instead of paying for more. That's just the way it is, guys. So you just gotta recognize these things. And the writing was on the wall all along. And I mean, you could say that they didn't bamboozle you. They were just being truthful. You guys were just so focused on your fave being in the game and this being an anniversary game. This is a poor, and this is not, it's not a poor anniversary. It's an okay anniversary game. But yeah, man, for the most part, the writing was always on the wall. I've been saying this for months. This is the reason why when people were complaining that Asa from Black Clover is in the game, I was laughing my ass off. I was like, yo, you must not know. You must not know what's coming to this game. You must not know what characters are not coming to this game. Like, people really thought you would get like Tokoro. Who the fuck knows about Toriko outside of our community? Nobody. Doesn't even have a US dub, an English dub. I never heard of an English dub at all. And I don't know, maybe it showed up on Toonami for a little bit. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But like, yeah, man, like, look at the Naruto, Luffy, Dragon Ball. All those are airing right now on Toonami, on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. None of those, like, you know, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Yu Yu Hakusho did at a time. I mean, just look at the series. Look at the series and look and be like, okay, that aired in the US at one time. That aired in the US at one time. That aired in the US at one time. That aired at the US at one time. You can just look down the list, and a lot of the series in this list have aired on the US or some type of TV network around the world at some time and point. And that's the biggest audience that you're trying to reach for, those people who came across that because, excuse me, my apology. Because, like, say, if you do know who Goku is, you pick up the game, you see these other series, you try out a character from Black Clover, Asa, and you're like, oh man, this character's pretty cool to play with. And then one day you might be switching through the channels late at night, and you come across him, you see him on screen, like, oh, I remember that guy. He's in a video game that I played. And you might start watching the anime. That's just like, you know, things interline and connect like that. And you guys got to understand that from a company standpoint and making money. And once again, this really goes on the license. This game obviously was was way like budgeted. It was very budgeted, and they probably didn't want to pay for any more license. That's the reason why we don't have an English dub or a Spanish dub or anything like that, because they weren't trying to pay these people, the voice actors and things like that. They wanted to keep the game's budget. They wanted to keep the game's budget as small as possible while making a great profit, right? That's what companies always looking for. How much money, how little money can we spend and still make a great profit? That's what companies are looking for. And Bandai Namco is a company. They did not make this game as like a reward to the fans or anything like that. Like, don't get it twisted. And some people, wow, this was blowing my mind. Right here was just like, wow, you guys can't be serious. Some people are like, all right, well, if you buy the season 1 of DLC, then season 2 DLC may have the characters you want. What? So you want people to spend money on DLC for characters that they don't even want in the hopes of them getting more DLC characters in the season 2 to spend money on? Like, are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Are you dead ass? Like, is that a dead ass thing that you guys, that's coming out your mouth? Like, I don't understand some people's logic. First of all, I highly doubt this game gets a season 2. And I know you're going to say, well, Xenoverse gets like season 2 and stuff like that. Xenoverse sold like 5 million copies. This game is not selling like, well, I don't think Xenoverse definitely shipped like 5 million copies. It probably sold anywhere between 3 and 5 million copies. This game is not selling anywhere between 3 and 5 million copies. Let's just get that straight real quick. This game is not selling Xenoverse numbers. It's not gonna sell Ultimate Ninja numbers. Ultimate Ninja didn't even get DLC like that. The only reason Xenoverse gets a lot of DLC is because Dragon Ball just keeps on updating, and the game sold very well. This game is not doing Xenoverse numbers, so chill with that season 2 pass shit. All right, it's not happening. I'm sorry, it's not happening. It's just not happening. Unless this game sells like Xenoverse numbers, this game is not getting no season 2 pass. And now, hopefully this game sells enough where they might do a Jump Force 2 in like 2 or 3 years. Hopefully like 3 years, so they really give it a lot of time to work under and really check out the kinks. But like, don't get it twisted. This game is not getting no season 2 unless it does Xenoverse numbers. So the MPD comes out for February, like mid-March. So in mid-March, we'll be able to see how well it's sold in like the US. And if it's not even like top 5, then no way, no how this game is getting a season 2 pass. So let's just stop that nonsense right there. But yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on the DLC. If you don't know about DLC characters, the DLC characters involve like Kaiba, AllMight, Boo, Madara, Law from One Piece, things like that. I made a video on it. You go check that out. Or there's plenty of other videos that people made. You go check that out. It was found by the Datamine himself, Sergio M3, who does a lot for the community and doing data mines and telling us future characters that may or may not come in. Once again, this is all speculation. These characters may not come. You know, a lot of times developers put things in these files that just don't come to the game, but they still represent in these files of the game. But I highly doubt it. You know, usually these things are pretty accurate. But yeah, man, it's your boy Ziggy from 2+ Life. I said Ziggy from 2+ Life. That's my old channel, guys. It's your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origins. Peace, deuces, all above. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you have a comment about the roster down below. If you're new here, please hit that sub button. I'm messing up all over the place. I ain't editing this out too. Peace, deuces, all above.